So let me tell you a little story. Where I used to live in Brooklyn, growing up on Avenue U, around West 12th Street, there was this building. It was a very small building, and it was commercial, even though it was in a residential neighborhood, but very small. There was this lady. We used to call her the witch. She was very scared. This woman literally looked like a witch. She was this old woman, and everybody in the neighborhood used to dare us. They're like, Rich, you have the balls to go into that store right now. So I took the dare. I went into the store, and she's like, "Hi, little boy. Would you like to buy something?" Now, no one ever went into this woman. Like she owned a building. It was a commercial building, but she had a store. But it was like, I don't know how to even explain it. It was like useless things in her store. Like there were like dresses like that nobody would wear that were like 100 years old. There were like toys that had more dust on it than friggin' on my ass. It's like, it was real. There was like not whatever. I just said to her something like, I don't know. There was like some kind of a GI Joe, like with the kung fu grip. I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. I know you're thinking of, the movie Trading Places. It really was some kind of a GI Joe toy. So I just gave her like $2 or $3. I don't remember what I gave her. She goes, "Thank." I just read out of that. I thought she was gonna eat me or something. Okay. So what happened was I went inside to the next building. It was kind of like on the lines of a Pistoza. And the guy saw that I was coming out, of her store, the witch. Now it wasn't a Pistoza, it was an Italian kind of like butcher shop. And he's telling me, let me tell you something, man. That lady's doing better than me. And I'm thinking to myself, what's he talking about? The guy had like customers filled in his store. He was doing well. This woman gets one customer a century, which was me. And he's like, she's doing better than me. And I said to her, how is that possible? She owns that building. You see that building? I guess it was her father's inheritance or whatever. She owns the building. So he goes, "You see that sale that she just got from you for the $3? Yeah, okay. She has no rent to pay. She's got no mortgage to pay. It's all done. It's completely paid off. So that $3, he said to me that it's all profit. Me, he says, I got overhead. I got to pay rent. I got to pay employees." He goes, "I'm behind. I don't own this building. I'm renting." Okay. So now, of course, he was getting money in. He was getting revenue in. But it wasn't enough to cover his overhead, to cover his rent, to cover his employees, to cover, whatever it is you got to pay. Disability, medical benefits. He told me all things he's paying. Okay. So now here's the thing. We're going to get into AMC now. See, now we're going to convert into what this has to do with AMC and my idea, which everyone's making fun of. It doesn't like that psychodynamic synergistics was like, don't you understand that AMC is generating revenue? You're saying that if you were CEO, you would close down all of the movie theaters? Listen to me. What's the difference if it's generating revenue? Okay, if it's not enough to pay its bills every single month, AMC is just running up more and more debt. And even if ultimately Ape pays off that debt, it doesn't really make a difference because they're not bringing in enough monthly revenue to cover their overhead, to cover their employees, to cover everything, their rent that they got to pay. Okay, so once again, it goes back to the analogy of the witch. She owned the building. She owned the real estate. That one thing that I bought, the $3 GI Joe with the kung fu grip, she made more money than the Italian butcher who had a ton of revenue coming in, but it wasn't enough to pay his monthly overhead, his rent, his employees. That's the same thing with AMC. Okay. So what you're not understanding, okay, and the stock is like going down to almost nothing anyway. I mean, how much like lower could the stock go, right? I mean, I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but I'm just being realistic. I mean, it's like stock's friggin' like so like low right now that I can't believe it. I never would. If you would have came to me last year and told me that AMC would be at these levels, I'd laugh in your face. But anyway, let's put that aside. What else could possibly be worse in this situation, right, with this company? So yeah, it makes more sense to take the McDonald's blueprint. What is the McDonald's blueprint? McDonald's buys the land. Okay. Then they get someone who comes in. Okay. They are going to license McDonald's trademark. They're going to pay the franchise fee. and then they give McDonald's a percentage. So basically, McDonald's, besides buying the real estate outright, has absolutely no risk. McDonald's Corporation has no risk, only positive, only to gain. The person who is coming in is assuming all the risk. The person who is who is licensing and franchising that McDonald's business, they're assuming all the risk. They're paying McDonald's the rent, they're paying the employees, they're paying the overhead, they're paying everything. McDonald's just owns the real estate. They're sitting back collecting rent, all right, and a percentage of the business. That's what AMC should do. All right. But they might need to change up their business model a little bit more, make more margins, in terms of concessions, in terms of food, better quality food. That's my idea. And movies is not the big money maker. That's what you don't understand, man. Listen to me. You know who understood this was Netflix and Disney Plus. They understand this. Listen, we're paying a very small monthly fee for Netflix, and I can watch almost any movie out there. I can literally watch almost any movie. Okay, so basically it's kind of like watching the movies for free because I'm paying a tiny monthly membership and I have access to, I don't even know how many millions of movies. I don't know, it's like so many movies. It's insane. Okay. All right, so what's the difference with AMC? Why does AMC have to charge people $20 a ticket for new releases? Or even, in some cases, even if they're not new releases, $15 or $16 a ticket. It's too much money. And people don't want to pay it. And that's why AMC, in my opinion, is in debt. See, people are crazy. They don't mind spending money on food. I'm telling you, I know this because I'm the same way. You know what's crazy? Look, I'll go into a movie theater. You want to laugh? I'll spend $100 to $150 on concessions. And I won't even blink an eye. My wife thinks I'm nuts. Because you know what it is? For some reason, I look at it as money well spent. I'm eating, I'm enjoying. But there's something about a movie. I'm sitting there, why am I spending $20 for my son, my daughter, me? $80 for 4 people to go to the movies if it's a new release? Get the F out of here with that shit. Get out of here with that. And if I think that way, I know everybody else thinks that way. Which brings me back to National Labor Day, when the movies were only $3. It was jam-packed. And that was supposed to be their, worst time of the year, where no one goes to the movies. No one on Labor Day. It was packed. I couldn't even see a movie. I had to pick another movie to watch. I couldn't even watch the movie I wanted to see. So the point I'm trying to say to you is you could think my idea sucks. You could call it crazy, but it makes perfect logical sense. It doesn't matter if you got revenue coming in. If you can't afford to pay your rent, your overhead, if you're always behind, and it's just constant building and building up debt. And what's the difference of paying off the debt if you're only going to go right back into debt because you don't make enough revenue? It makes more sense, you ready, to have real estate, own the real estate, you understand? Do something, like I said, I think the AMC restaurant movie theater idea is awesome, okay? And then just make a fortune, make a killing on food. Better quality food with high markups. You might even, who knows, if it's a restaurant, you might even be able to even get a liquor license and sell alcohol. And we all know the margin on that. you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to make you understand. That's what I would do. And you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And if it's not going to be AMC, maybe I'll just do something with my name, my brand name, maybe Apefather, or something like that. Maybe one day I'll do this idea with my own name because I know it's going to be a winner. But when I do it, I'm owning the real estate. Do you understand? I'm not renting, renting. I'm owning the real estate. By the way, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer. AMC to Pluto.